side. I agree with...
Get them off camera quick.
I agree with the logic of it. In terms of like the hostile takeover into Trinidad's auto attacks is going to be insane. I do think that with what that team's bringing out, you really want this to be a very solid 4-person unit when you have like the Death Ball of the Ashe Seraphine, which is effectively going to be untouchable. I would actually advocate for a W spam Ashe in this game. I think you want to play completely arranged. I don't think you ever want to be getting into range of that Kalista. And you know what? Riddle agree. They've taken Nash onto the Ashe. Is Kevo going to be playing the Seraphine as the carry? So it's going to be the support playing that Ashe, has Comet, hyper-ranged, hyper disengaged from Riddle. I love this a lot. Let Jax Blank do all of their split push.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think very, very nice pickup here. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, what the build is going to be, because obviously there's a couple of versions, but it's most likely because it's support Ashe, it'll probably be that Mandate build like you were talking about.
Mandate or Duskblade, it's something with ability haste, most importantly, right? You max your W as you'll normally do, and you just get loads of ability haste. You can go towards a lot of lethality items. We see them a bit. Something like an Eclipse is also not awful if you want to be higher damage, but Dash already stacking the mana flow, already getting some of that support item damage too, of course, in the Spectral Sickle.
And NYYRIKKI actually moving in as a 3-man unit here. Flipper hunting Nash down, but there is that Blast Cone. They can just clear the wall and instantly caught out by a little bit of poke, but Riddle needs to be a little bit careful here. It looks like they are just going to have to give up their blue. They're actually going for the full reset, so it has to walk all the way back and waste more time. I actually like that. Nice bit of waste on time there.
Yeah, exactly, because you blow the Blast Cone, that's one thing which wastes time. You reset it fully, waste a little bit extra time, just removes a couple of seconds. When you have Stefan on the Volley Bear, who's already clearing through their first camp, they're just slightly further ahead comparative to where they would have been without that. Now the question is, what can Riddle do with what looks to be a split map state? Stefan is spotted heading over to that other side of the map, but what can you actually do at this point? What's this slight amount of timing bought you?
Yeah, that's the key thing, because obviously they could potentially look for the likes of a dive, but said over and over again, dives are quite hard to pull off now with the towers doing more damage, people having more resistances, and it is also an Ashe and a Seraphine, so you have the shielding, you have obviously the slows, it makes it very hard to pull that off. So, what's going to be the lane stay elsewhere? What can they look to take with that? It might bleed into the mid lane, it might bleed into the top lane. We'll have to keep our eyes on, you know, what they want to do with
For sure. Because when you have a split map state, your lanes tend to play accordingly to that. We see that Kevo and Nash not wanting to push up too far, not wanting to contest this. Of course, you're going to lose that a little bit against a Kalista anyway, who's so dominant in the early levels. Top side, Vanderest really not wanting to get involved with this too early, but because the wave's been pushed in, it's stacked, it's a dive.
It's a dive indeed. They got the teleport in as they're looking for everything on the Kevo. Kevo flashes away, but he does go down as the Tor's taking so much damage. Vladdy trying to get a little bit more out with the Sand Soldiers, but there's nothing they can do. They are out of options. Kevo can teleport back to the bot side, but an absolutely flawless dive there from NYYRIKKI, and maybe Vladdy losing a little bit more here.
Oh, he doesn't have mana. He has no mana. That's a flash blown.
He's going to have to, now that the pillar's gone down, Vladdy's trying to get
just enough mana. So close. I was looking at that thinking, okay, level 3, still pretty high mana cost even at that level, and Nazir can really run through that so quickly. But this is what happens when you get these split map states. You end up getting these tower dives. We talked about durability patch. A little hard to pull these off. Of course, tower damage was tuned down just the patch after that in 12-11, and then get to this point, that's a kill. It's still the teleport back into lane for Kevo. It's not the end of the world, but it's still gold onto that Kalista. If Kalista gets ahead, maybe you can start using that as a wrecking ball, and your 4-man unit as Riddle that wants to be staying safe, that wants to be able to hold lanes with impunity, maybe that becomes a little bit more difficult.
And this is a good start here for the team that are behind in the standings to the likes of Riddle. NYYRIKKI 3-5 right now. So being able to get a win here just as we get onto that halfway mark, pulling yourself up a little bit in the standings, but also pulling someone down from a higher rank as well, obviously gives you a bit more breathing room as you move later in. And, you know, you also got to start to think about things like the head-to-head.
Especially when M&M just beat NYYRIKKI the other week too. That's actually really important when they moved up to the same game score as them. Started that 3-5 record. Now Riddle, we were touting them, and I think very reasonably so, as the second best team in the league. You're unlikely to be in a head-to-head with Riddle if they continue on their current form, even as NYYRIKKI, but still those wins end up meaning so much, and the confidence you get from beating what is one of our top teams in the league would go a very long distance, you have to feel.
Yeah, but there is, you know, there is always that unknown factor. You never know. We didn't expect XL to get knocked out in playoffs. So
True.
thought they were going to make finals.
By Riddle, of course.
They got knocked out, yeah, by Riddle. So there is always that, you know, you never know. This second half could not go as well for Riddle as they want, or it could go really good for NYYRIKKI, and then suddenly that head-to-head could come into play. So it is all these things, you know, crucially, it's just about getting a win. Like, if you go down, if you boil it down to its very corest point, it's just an extra point on the board, puts you in a better position for playoffs. But there is obviously all these other factions. There's the, obviously the kind of momentum you build up, that confidence you build up. You just beat a team who people think is the best team, second best team, sorry, in the league. Well, if you did that, then maybe you could beat the first. Maybe you could end the XL.
Well, looking at how XL did this
it's hard.
last game.
I mean, that's hard. But, you know, there is always these little things to kind of keep in mind, right?
Yeah.
And
we'll keep that on the radar.
Yes, exactly. So something to kind of track for later. Obviously, they are only 1 kill ahead. They are only 700 gold ahead. It's not like this game is done and dusted because they pulled off the lead.
I was trying to say we are kind of at that point.
We're going very hard on, you know, how well they played, but we also they do need to close this out. They do need to make this work, and it looks like they're repeating their attention towards the bottom side. Because
time, Stefan is here. Will be here in time. It has flash. I think likely NYYRIKKI, I don't know if you want this. You don't even have that many rockets.
No, they don't, and they are looking for Nash. The shield's on for Nash for the moment. He's able to dodge one another racket, gets himself the heal off. A hero's chasing for the kill as Kevo takes down Abagnale. They do see a hero get himself.
Vladdy has 6.
Here comes Vladdy. He's got that 6. He's got the shuffle available. Azator under fire as he will be going down. A hero will lose his life to the tower. No, he won't. Nash is able to pick up the kill, and it has just gone monumentally wrong as NYYRIKKI lose out was Riddle cashing on so many kills on the bottom side of the map.
Okay, it's way too early in the game to have something like a package. You don't have yourself the Fate Sealed, or rather the Fate's Call from Kalista to reset aggro. You don't have yourself so many important abilities in this dive to make it clean, and Stefan was there in time. I understand wanting to shut down this bot lane split. You split that map in your favor, but this one was so much less well executed than that first dive, which we were just praising them for.
Well, we'll have a look at it again. They thought they had it. There was all the summoners but Nash's flash, and
you only
that
have
made the difference.
You only even have 1 rocket. But look at this. You have 1 rocket. Yeah, you have them regenning 3, but you don't even have your full complement of weaponry even on arrows. Corki at this point, you get 2 kills. You do kill that bot lane, but at what cost? I think when you're going towards these bot lane plays like this, giving gold over to anyone on Riddle is really dangerous, particularly that Azir, who's going to be so high damage later into the game too. And giving gold to anyone on this bot side of the map, in that situation, is not really what you want.
Yeah. The thing is like, Nash isn't your typical support. This is obviously Ashe support, so getting gold on the Ashe means you get that much closer to these items. Obviously, building the Manamune is the first item.
Yes.
Wants to obviously have that tier stacking up and work towards that. But like you're saying, the likes of a Dustblade, the likes of a Mandate, obviously Mandate quite a bit cheaper, so probably will be something like that as he is the support.
Yes, probably.
But, you know, if you can get that and the Manamune earlier, this Ashe is going to be a nuisance. It's so irritating. I'm sure if everyone's played an ARAM at this point versus Mandate Ashe, and it is unfun at times.
It's the latest thing to come out of the Howling Abyss in all of its worst forms. And now, we are getting to that point where Herald is on the table. If you manage to get this and break open side lanes, NYYRIKKI don't feel too happy about that. Of course, you have sizable advantage for Jaxplank in the top lane, and that will become an increasingly large issue. This is going to be a battle between how much can NYYRIKKI manhandle the death ball of Riddle when they get those 4 people stacked up with each other. And you can do that when you have package, when you have so many engaged tools on your Kalista too, but you need to stop them from getting ahead. Let's see what this Herald will lead to.
Subjugate's been thrown down from Flipper onto Stefan, but it looks like the Heralds will be resetting momentarily. Both teams are trying to deal with it, but it's going to reset as Jaxplank's in the middle of everyone. Pops himself the ultimate to keep himself up for now as he heals off the Q. He's going so low though, and Jaxplank able to spin away. Now Vladdy has to shift over. He's out. NYYRIKKI going to keep the attention up onto the Herald, start it up once again, but Nash is about, but Nash doesn't have 6. Kevo does though, and with that encore, this could be a big opportunity. The problem is, no one has the health because Riddle was scattered going into this Herald, and NYYRIKKI weren't, so they will take Herald.
And look at the difference between this and the last game we were seeing on screen as well. We know that Riddle, NYYRIKKI trying to challenge each other. Riddle, arguably the second best team in the league. JDXL, when they came to that Herald, they had a level 6 on the support. Neither of these teams had managed to achieve the same in this game, and how big would those ultimates have been, but neither team really willing to pull that trigger. instead opting to save many of those resources. But what that means is that Riddle aren't going to get that kind of freebie ticket to smack down one of those outer turrets, which would have been so important for their composition to unlock this Tryndamere to be a real win condition for them. NYYRIKKI get to steal that one away. Riddle only get their first dragon at 10 minutes. It's not like they get themselves a very early first dragon. They're not really setting the pace for objectives in this game if they want to, again, play a larger map and kind of force NYYRIKKI to play to the beat of their drum in side lanes.
Alrighty, well, 10 minutes in, and we're seeing Riddle obviously struggling a little bit off the, sorry, not struggling a bit, having a great kind of recovery from what will seem to be a bit of a rough start. Now, they do obviously have to worry about the fact that the Herald has just been picked up by NYYRIKKI, and it feels like this game's very back and forth. It's very hard to say, oh, this team is definitively winning right now. Obviously, the momentum meter is leaning a little bit towards NYYRIKKI off the back of that Herald, and they can snowball that into future gold injections into the team, but this still is a very back and forth game. NYYRIKKI pull off a good dive, then pull off a bad dive, then pull off a good fight at the Herald. It's that ebb and flow of just kind of momentum in and kind of aggression for these teams.
And for me, it feels like it's more like setting up for that later game, right? Who's getting this gold and how does that affect the map? If actually Riddle had gotten more gold into Jack's flank, yeah, actually they're ahead right now, but maybe that would have allowed them to play more safe in the format. NYYRIKKI, though, they have themselves a Herald, they have themselves a package. They're happy at this point to make the next big aggressive play. And if this next play works out for them, who knows what can make it work. But losing that package, losing that ability to go forward, Riddle, I think they're very, very happy with that. It means that a super power play. Okay.
Oh, that could be pretty good just for poke. I don't think they're fully committing, although Hero in trouble here. Vladdy may just commit. One more auto. He's got it. Now he's got to deal with Flipper. Shuffles him back under his tower. The flash comes in, and the backup will be there as well. A 1-for-1 in the mid lane.
But then you have to get Herald on that mid lane. No one's there to... That is actually, for me, bit of a mistake. It's going to force out a teleport from Kevo, but it's only the Seraphine, not the most able to stop this from going down. Going to be 3 plates minimum. It's not the whole turret, but Riddle, seriously, feels like Vladdy feeling the individual play without understanding the consequences of it.
Yeah, that was a pretty disrespectful play there from Vladdy. Able to get the kill? Sure. But like you said, 3 plates go down in the mid lane, big gold injection over, and it comes off the back of Riddle actually playing what happened before that very, very well.
Sure.
They kept Stefan around so the dive couldn't go down.
Wasted the package.
Yes, they wasted a lot, and I think that was, he got baited by the package being used. You can see, they survived this dive bot lane because it's just not going to happen. And then this arrow hits, and then Vladdy goes, I'm gonna take
Sweet,
it.
cool. I feel like when you were calling it out saying, oh, this is actually gonna be a good poke, I feel like that would have been the better option.
Yeah.
You just force the Corki out of lane, you don't get to keep them in lane, Herald has to be put off the table again for another 30 seconds, another minute, another reset. Vladdy, I understand going for that 1-for-1, and it feels good making that play, but as soon as you die, you gotta be thinking, ah, crap, that's gotta be a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, that was, you know, unfortunately, maybe a misread from Vladdy, a bit of miscommunication. They're coming in with the arrow, they are able to hit it. This time Vladdy has got that divide up, and he's going to bop him back. A Hero can't even get out. Much better dive, and this is that ebb and flow. One mistake comes into another mistake, into another mistake, and each team finding these opportunities to punish each other. That wasn't Hero playing bad, that was Riddle playing well around the fact he was just mispositioned.
Also, it's great vision control in bot river. Whenever you lose vision control in bot side river, expect those arrows to be coming out at the most unexpected times. You don't have the ability to see that arrow flying down the river to give yourself advanced notice. And yeah, Observer's pointing that out. 0 vision for Arrow trying to spot that arrow coming. It allows Nash, of course, to fire that from such a long distance. And nowadays, remember, ever since the changes earlier this season, Ash Arrow speeds up over time. That thing comes at you so quickly. So Arrow kind of being punished for the good play of Riddle. Punished by, rather.
Yeah. And also, kind of hitting on what we're talking about the top lane, we expected Jack Plank just to be playing this game isolated. It's very hard to play into the likes of the Renata. If she does hit the hostile takeover on you, you are just going to rip through the enemy team. And already been able to pick up 3 plates, and as the plates fall off, a big gold injection to Jack's Plank has now finished up the Gale Force when you look at Banderas, who's building towards that Divine Sunderer, but is a ways away from it. As Vladdy and a Hero just take a light trade here versus each other, but they have got Abigail about, they have got Flipper about, but Nash is also in the vision. No ultimate available, and there we go, shifts out to safety, and that's that vision you were talking about. They knew they could play it this way.
Yeah, and NYYRIKKI haven't really done their due diligence in clearing this out just yet. Of course, Dragon's spawning in 20 seconds. it's not going to stop NYYRIKKI entering the river, but they don't have package, and they are still going to have to deal with a number of ultimates. Luckily, no Ash Arrow on the table just yet, but NYYRIKKI, as soon as they enter that river, realize they can't stay, make a swift exit.
I think the Emperor's Divide and the Encore is too big of a threat right there, as Banderas misses the ultimate onto Jax Plank, and it looks like Riddle is just looking to start this up, but Flipper going to clear out this ward and just threaten himself coming in, but Riddle have already got the inside track. Arrow goes to the goalpost. The Dragon is secured there by Vladdy, and the hostile takeover lands onto a couple of members as Flipper jumps in forward, but Stefan will make sure the Flipper goes down before the bailout can go off, but Banderas has joined the fight to take down Kevo. Stefan's able to move away. Nash has to flash away, hits the slow onto Hihiro, and at the end of the day, Dragon for the side of Riddle, but they trade out 2 for 1 in kills.
I mean, it was a 5v4, but the question is, do you actually lose a turret off of this? If this leads to losing mid lane out of turret, I think I'd be willing to call that a NYYRIKKI slightly favored trade, because you get to, again, stop Riddle from holding a defensive line while Jax Plank eventually starts running over the rest of the map, but they're not going to get that mid out of turret. It's going to be minimal advantages at best, not even going to be quite able to finish that bot one. Riddle, get that Dragon, get the trade a kill, even at the bit of a loss in numbers. I think they're very happy with how that play ends up with all the collateral involved.
Yeah, Jax Plank here also just threatened by the pillar, but can just helicopter away as we head back to this Dragon. I didn't see how Vladdy stole it. I assume it was just an auto or a Q to take it. It was the Q as he passed forward to get Flipper.
But you can see how dangerous this is, fighting front to back against that Renata. So many times since this champion's come into meta, just reaches the backline regardless of where you are. You see this oncoming wall of red, and you're like, okay, let's not go stand in that. And you have to bail out of that fight, get yourself out of a DPS dealing position. But NYYRIKKI, even with that, not able to get a particularly clean fight. Banderas, though, gets some gold, finishes up that Trinity Force. Actually opting not to go to the Divine Thunder. I think probably just valuing the extra kiting potential of the move speed on this item in this game. But is that going to be enough to now stop Jax Plank in the sideline, who is going to be continuing to get more strong in the 1v1?
Oh, pillar comes down just to zone Riddle and away, but maybe a potential dive here. You've got obviously Stefan who can turn the towers off as Flipper. Stepping forward, right now. He is going to be in so much trouble. A great little bot back there with the handshake, and they're just going to send Riddle packing. Abek now doesn't have that ultimate. If that was up, be very, very different fight. But Banderas gets flashed onto, caught out by the Encore, and Stefan shall take him down. But it looks like NYYRIKKI turning their attention towards this mid lane, going to look to pick this tower up, and Riddle, they're going to have their work cut out to defend this. I think they're just going to have to give it up and trade for a tier 2 in the top side of the map, as an arrow does land, but that's only going to be a little bit of poke and just a bit more time to clear the wave.
Vladdy on a hair trigger again, just immediately willing to jump in. They do lose a number of turrets for this one. It feels like, again, Riddle maybe not quite calculating the full map state. Maybe they thought, hey, we're probably going to lose these turrets anyway in the next minute or two. I feel like they could have defended them, but as it stands, NYYRIKKI taking 2 turrets for just that inner.
I'd argue a pick, and obviously the tier 2s are worth 550 gold.
Yeah.
Might be worth it, trading your mid inner, your mid outer and your bot outer. Like, that bot outer definitely falling. Mid obviously hurts a bit more because it opens the map up and it allows the team to kind of rotate more aggressively and place better wards down.
I think my worry is, Riddle, you've stacked dragons. You're likely wanting to go towards those dragons the later the game goes, because you want to be stacking towards that Infernal Soul. Absolutely, very valuable objective. Yeah. You haven't got any of the bot side outer turrets. And unless Jax Plank starts to get really good damage on that bot side, you're going to now struggle to get the same level of priority you've had to stop fighting before. I mean, NYYRIKKI have that great ward actually just in that. Oh, was that spotted by the hook shot? Oh, that would actually be a really good pickup if they managed to get that one. That ward's got a lot of value in it so far, but NYYRIKKI have the structures on the bot side of the map. I think that in terms of the strategic placing of those structures works out for them right now.
Flipper is 3 levels behind Jax Plank, and Jax Plank just doing a quick DPS check there. Has got the Warhammer, the Zeal, and the Gale Force finished up.
4 junglers.
Double Leandries for Vladdy and Kevo as well. So a lot of poke capability. And a hero actually about to fully finish the Mirror Mana along with that Luden's Echo.
So Leandries, by the way, don't stack. You actually don't get a double dot from both of them. So if you hit the same, they actually don't stack. I only learned about this from a Reddit thread the other day when someone was like, yeah, I play Zyra mid, so I do a load of Leandries burn damage. And I noticed whenever I'm doing Baron, I'm doing less damage than I thought. Only the first dot applies. It won't be overridden by a second dot of the same type. And have to see if that actually drops the combined teamfight DPS. It's still a good item on both of those champions. How much damage can they do in this situation, though?
They're going to throw the Encore out. Stefan has to ult out to survive. That is a big burn the Encore and the Stormbringer thrown down just before the Dragon spawns up as Jaxplank, again, DPS checking. Obviously has the heal from the Q, so he's feeling pretty comfortable to do so, but did burn Ghost there. Banderas about to heal back up with the ultimate, with the Mega Gnar, so gonna be okay.
So that time it was a hyper proc from Gnar, gives you that burst of move speed. Of course, Trinity Force gives you that stacking move speed as well on those procs and that passive, and that was just enough to dissuade Jaxplank from going for the all-in. Couldn't quite get into that active DPS range. Herald, very important play from Riddle. Packages here to answer. Trying to stop that down to the mid-tower. Oh, Abnel!
He gets himself the handshake, pulling Nash in. They throw the ultimate down, and Nash is going to hunt him. Here comes the package. Out they go. Kevin's able to survive for now as a hero in trouble. Vladdy teleports in, caught out by the pillar as Azator jumps over the wall, finds himself a double kill. He's looking for Vladdy. He gets shuffled back, and he's taken down by the Pigeon Man. Beautiful pick up for Vladdy, but NYYRIKKI have found all the kills they need. Maybe Jaxplank's feeling it. Now the hostile takeover's been burnt. The Dragon will go down in the meanwhile, but the Gale forces forwards. He flashes in, looking for hero. One more auto attack should just about do it. He helicopters forwards and takes the kill. The Dragon is still up, and Stefan has got his smite. Has not got flash, though. He's trying to get close enough, and Stefan's looking to steal it away. He's not going to be able to do it too early. The arrow comes down. Vladdy's got low HP, but he's got the damage necessary. Stefan goes golden, and now they chunk for Flipper. Flipper falls. Double kill for Stefan, and Riddle absolutely wipe the fight.
It's again back and forth and back again. Riddle put down quite a telegraphed Herald. NYYRIKKI have an answer ready and waiting in the package and waiting to go back in to them, but they overstay. They go too deep, and Azator goes to that hero play, gets punished. It all falls apart. The House of Cards tumbles down. Riddle get themselves the rather, they don't get themselves the Dragon, but they get themselves a huge amount of kills and a Baron start.
This is going to be scary, though. That poke from a hero is going to be such a nuisance as the arrow hits onto him. He's charmed. He's encored, but he has survived. Losing the AD carry, though, as Vladdy stepping forward. The bailout won't come down as Banderas has nothing but Sand Soldiers poking him out, taking him down. In jumps Vladdy. Double kill for the Pigeon. Stefan jumps forwards, and they continue the onslaught. Abagnale will fall down. Burnt down. Triple kill for Vladdy. And Riddle once again coming up huge in the team fight.
They'll just slap about NYYRIKKI in the last couple of minutes. They get everything they want. They get the fights back to back. Peel off for that Baron, and a couple of ill-fated teleports and aggressive movements towards it land NYYRIKKI even further into the deficit. The game has absolutely been torn apart by Riddle in a handful of minutes.
Just flawless stuff here from Riddle. There was some moments in the beginning of the game where we went, oh, NYYRIKKI are looking like a challenger. Then two fights back to back go like this, and Riddle just come out on top.
Yeah, you don't even have the real space buying tools in this fight. You don't have yourself the hostile takeover. Banderas comes in late in an awkward spot without having that Mega Gnar. You kind of have to be there. I understand that if you want to try and turn that fight and dissuade that Baron, but felt like the worst kind of position and timing to be in after that point. I think it's like you channel the teleport and you go, this is not the best place to be in. Goes down after that point, and Riddle in such a huge advantage at this point. The amount of gold that they've managed to get after this point gets them. It's okay.
Oh, what an ultimate, but the charm! They turn it back around, though. The encore and the hostile takeover results in the death of Nash. NYYRIKKI find a way to fire back.
Dude, but it's only the death of Nash. They get themselves Banderas with one of their first real team fight presences found in this game as Mega Gnar, but what more can NYYRIKKI do? Is this actually going to break the Baron push? That's a lot of resources used, and Jaxplank has Ghost and all.
Oh, he is chunked out, though, heavily. Look at the damage they're capable of putting out. NYYRIKKI, they are not out of this game. You can see some serious damages. Actually looking to chase. Go, Abigail, I choose you. Vladdy is shot down. Not an amazing ultimate, unfortunately, but they do find a follow-up there as Kevo gets a skill shot off just on the curveball and able to catch him away, but Flipper not done here.
Asher, that's coming in fast.
It is coming in super fast from downtown. A hero able to dodge away as Flipper threatening it as Jaxplank may just look for the chase. There's so much damage from this Corki, man. Ouch.
And I'm actually willing to take back that thing. It's like, oh, they only killed Nash. How much do they get from this? When the extra push, the extra kill they get in the fight after that point, this does start to stymie what Riddle want to do with this Baron. They're actually not going to get as much out of it as they would have liked. They don't get themselves an ability to break that base. They are going to walk away, of course, with all the kill gold, the gold from killing Baron, and a lot of other things from that phase of play, but it's not going to be the same tower destruction kind of bonus that they're going to get, and NYYRIKKI gets to hold at least a little bit of territory on their side of the map.
And the big thing is the fact they got no towers. Yes, it was a big injection of cash for them, and it gave them a little bit of presence on the map, but they didn't gain any towers, they didn't gain any gold off the back of that, and it buys time for NYYRIKKI. You've now got 3 items on Azator. He's got the Hurricane, he's got the Gwynzus, he's got the Immortal Shield Bow. You've almost got 3 items on a hero as well, but they are looking for Abagnale here. He's going to look to get caught out. He may just have to desperation throw the ult down as he bailouts himself, and Vladdy will take him down. That is a bad pick to lose 40 seconds before the Dragon.
Riddle's timing of the cholesterol on point, knew that face call wasn't available. Can't save the Renata, who goes down, kind of wastes the flash at the same time, maybe just panics a little bit as that happens. So now you don't have your support up for contesting vision or contesting the fight around this third Dragon for Riddle, which they're almost certainly going to pick up. But you didn't want to do that.
Into the wallop, the Ghost is procced, and Jaxplank's going to try and kill Pandaris, but he is slowed. He has nowhere to go. He flashes away, so he can't get caught out by the E, but Jaxplank, both summoner spells and ultimate burnt there. Pandaris just loses a little bit of health, but now Riddle first onto the Dragon, and it looks like it's just going to be a give up here for NYYRIKKI. It's only the second one for the third one for Riddle to pick up. So actually, sole point. I got my dragons modeled up there. Well, NYYRIKKI had way more dragons than they did.
But why does Aero pick up the package now? What is he doing with it? Or maybe he picked it up for that dragon and goes, oh well, I want it available for that next one. Goes on cooldown, but it's kind of I have to say Aero's package timing hasn't really been utilized by NYYRIKKI. I felt like maybe they could have gotten a dive off at some point. The arrow misses again, but those things are so fast, man. Ever since that changed,
it's such a short cooldown. It's already a quarter gone.
It's ridiculous.
It's only just thrown off the rift.
Yeah, and it's got the, of course, the second rank in it, level 11. A lot of CDR on top of it from the Imperial Mandate and the coal fields build up on top. And now imagine what happens when you play this with even more gold on Aero. Crazy, right? Get all of that ability haste down on it. And, yeah, well, wish you the best of luck dealing with that one. As every time those ones hit, it's probably a kill if Jaxplank is nearby. He has 3 items, the Sorildus, the Navori, and the Gale Force as well. That Trinibit does so much damage. It doesn't take that much help to take down your priority target. Even if Nash is missing them, you're right though, it's on a very low cooldown. NYYRIKKI have to play so respectfully.
It's back.
Right, it's literally already back.
I think it's probably like 35, 40 second cooldown at the moment.
It gets pretty close. And actually, can you hover over that, observers? Any chance you can hover over there? The ult cooldown? Just for pure scientific curiosity.
We need to know.
We need to know. Wait, we could just hover over it to see how long it takes. For
Unless he's going to fire it, and then we'll keep our eye on it.
Maybe next time I'll just start counting on my fingers next time they cast it. Come back to the good old days. You know that Moscow 5 never timed summoners either? It was like, whatever, we'll just wing it. One of the best teams of all time didn't even time the important cooldowns.
That's what I do, so I must be one of the best players.
There you go. You must actually be one of the legendary Moscow 5. Nice to meet you. We hear your teammate.
35 seconds, by the way. 35 seconds, and it may spell the doom as he gets a double shuffle. Vladdy, what a play! Goes golden for the style points as Stefan tanks the tower to make sure Vladdy can shuffle out. A coordinated effort by Riddle, and a beautiful kill there.
Oh, that's that gets damn close. Heal comes in from Nash. I was like, hang on, why is he burning? Wait, that's why he's burning. Got that item involved now. Flipper looking to chase him down, but there's even an Azir turret stopping them running forwards.
They can't do much here as Azator throws out one. The ultimate goes a little bit wide. They get a massive ultimate. They go berserk under the tower as NYYRIKKI get a kill, but the base is in tatters. Banderas gets the ult back. He's onto Jaxplank, but Jaxplank has his ultimate up and he's not able to kill him. The tower shot won't be the end of Jaxplank. He gets out of 195 HP. Beautiful pick up here, but Abagnale get himself caught out. The flash comes down and down he goes. Now looking for another. The teleport is coming in from Vladdy. He might try and go for more. He can't do so. They're going to turn their attention towards the Baron.
Riddle, after a certain point in this game, just decided, yeah, okay, we're going to hands check them. See where your hands are on the keyboards and on the mouse. And they've just completely outclassed NYYRIKKI on the individual skirmish level. I think in the early game, most of the mid game, NYYRIKKI were holding it pretty even with Riddle, and that is a testament to how strong this team is compared to Spring. But Riddle are just on another level right now.
Half his health is gone. Vladdy not feeling it. But you saw it here again. I'll just poke him out with rockets. So the arrow came towards him and went, nah, I'm out. Peace.
Gosh, he's going to need full complement of artillery to start making a dent into Riddle at this point. Does have actually gone for the Horizon Focus, extra cooldown reduction on that, of course. And you hit the long-range rockets, it will give you that damage amp over. I've actually not seen that I built on Corki before. I can understand the logic. But it feels like I need I need to spend this gold on something. This one's a cheap item for kind of the stats I need.
Yeah.
And now you're kind of sat there wondering...
More pen from your Ludens as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So, you know, it is probably just... I'm not getting the items I really need, so let's just invest in at least something so I have something. Because he is capable of doing a lot of damage, but obviously Vladdy, Death Cap, Void Staff, Luden's Echo, Zonya's Hourglass, Pen
You versus the mid they tell you not to worry about.
Yeah, literally.
Gosh.
That pigeon do be hurting as a Tor able to dodge away on that 35-second Ashe ultimate, as they are just going to push up with the Baron, and this time Riddle should be able to use this to solid effect, as it feels like NYYRIKKI's opportunity to hold on to this game is slipping quickly out of their hands. 25 seconds until that Soul comes up as well, and that is going to be a big one to watch. Abic now has all the summoners up and available. A hero, no package. That's probably the big crucial.
Oh, that's a great ultimate!
It's a free-man charm! Down goes Abic now, and Riddle will chase for more. Jax Plank on the flank, looking for Flipper. Vladdy gets the shuffle and the slam down onto Azator, as it is only a hero. It is only Banderas left, as Jax Plank will go down to the tower. No, he won't. Yes, he will. It's a comedy of errors, but he will fall. Shut down, picked up, but it doesn't matter because it is only Banderas to held, as they've got through 2 towers and a Nexus to finish up, and Banderas doesn't have Gnar. He doesn't have any fuel left in the tank. He will fall down. The towers will be quick to follow. It's an ace for the side of Riddle, and they put on a performance and a half here. 31 minutes on the clock, and Riddle will take down NYYRIKKI.
It is so hard not to enjoy watching this team play. In spring, Riddle were the team that Hero played to save their skins. Now they are the team that Hero plays just because they can. This team has so many members. Every member of this team can make the game-winning play, and we saw